Hey guys, we're about to go live to talk Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 9, Episode 6, Tastes Like Trouble. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I haven't seen this music video.
Right. No, I like this song.
Mexico, working like a Mexico. New persona, I'm moving over.
You know what the thing is? I went to the Drake and Future concert, but I don't know that they
Played this song.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. It's new. It
It's-
came out after the tour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say,
So
I
this
don't
was, like,
remember
To
this.
let them know, like, we're still at it. You
Yeah,
know, like, just because the
I
tour is
know.
over.
Oh,
we're not
I know,
done
it was
working
so good
together.
too. Yeah. Hey guys, we are back with
Right.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. We want to listen to Drake and Future though, so
Definitely. Can
Are you
they
guys
see the video?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
they
think
can-
so.
Okay, that's what I was doing. Okay.
I know, I've never seen this video, but I used to play soccer, so I'm like into this video right now
Definitely.
because I love Future and I love Drake.
And I feel like it's like a
I'm a
hustle
soccer
hard
player.
song. Like
Yeah.
if you're working hard. We're all working hard.
I love
here,
Future.
Even though this doesn't feel like work at
Yeah.
AfterBuzz.
How's-
Fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So how's it going, guys? We are back to talk some Real Housewives of Atlanta, and this was such a good episode. So we're so excited to get into it.
This is what I've been waiting on. Like, I feel like all the other episodes, they've been dragging us along very, very slowly.
I know, and so that's the thing. Like, I
Yeah.
watch all of the Real Housewives. I've watched all of them from the very beginning,
Right.
And it reminds me of when my mom used to watch like these, like she used to call them her stories,
The soap
because she's
operas.
like, I don't know why I watch these are so boring, but like
Right.
at the beginning of every season of Real Housewives, it's just gets really slow until you get into it, and
Right.
then
Boom.
all hell breaks loose. So
Yeah.
that is what is beginning to happen here on Housewives, guys. We are so excited to talk Season 9, Episode 6, Tastes Like Trouble.
Definitely.
And I am your host, Jessie Zahner, and you can find me online at Athletic. And my co-host tonight is...
Mo Classified. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MO Classified. And our other two guest hosts, they're a little under the weather. They didn't want
know.
to get anybody sick, so they'll be back next week. But shout out to them.
Yeah.
English and Justin. Hi, guys. Hope you're watching at home.
Yeah, and I am loving this video, by the way.
Good. It's the soccer in you.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's go ahead and
Yeah,
get into
let's
it.
get into this. So where do you want to
Can
start?
we get the feed up, por favor?
Yeah,
But
where do you want to
let's
start? This was
with
a crazy
where it
episode.
started. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phaedra and the bomb threat.
Oh my gosh. So it's so funny because I know we talked about this last episode.
Right.
And we were wondering, do we think that this is a real thing?
What did we say last time?
I
think we
I was
thought it was
skeptical
real,
because
yeah.
I'm always like, with Phaedra, she's so dramatic about things, and
Right.
she's always like twisting the truth. So I didn't know what to believe.
And
But then the news was like reporting that this actually happened.
Exactly. So I actually kind of don't believe it now.
Yeah.
That I saw the show and the bomb knew music. That's what they claim that. Well, that's what Phaedra claims.
Right.
No, it was not a bomb. He was actually just dropping off some bomb music.
Some bomb new music.
It sounded very, very
So now
untrue.
Right. So now I don't know what to believe because. Wait, so do you think it's untrue that he was dropping off bomb-ass music, or do you think that there was some type of threat
Right.
towards Phaedra?
I think it's untrue that he was dropping off bomb new music. I
Yeah.
didn't think that far as to like where did the actual threat come from,
Right.
if that's a lie. But I think that was a lie just because I don't feel like anybody would be confused by that. And I feel like he wouldn't have, if he's dropping off bomb new music, he wouldn't have said it in a way to make people fearful, you
Right.
know?
Well, and that's what she was saying. So apparently he went to the wrong office.
Right.
And
That wasn't the case in the beginning either. Her assistant called her and said a guy was at our office.
Right.
Like, I'm sure she wouldn't have mistaken the office. Like, obviously, she saw him. She witnessed it.
Right.
So it couldn't have been the wrong office.
well, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, was she lying? Did she not really see him? Did the other office call and say, hey, this guy's dropping off a bomb?
Right. But I feel like the assistant acted like she was there. I feel like she wouldn't have been passing on secondary, information
Yeah.
and acting as if it was real. She acted as if she saw it. She was scared for her life because she just witnessed it firsthand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So tell us out there what you guys think, because I am so confused as to what's going on here. Because I don't know if the bomb threat was true. I don't think somebody brought a grenade into Phaedra's office. But the way that Phaedra's even speaking about it
sounds like a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really sounds like a lie. And then I'm like, why would he drop off bomb new music to Phaedra? Is Phaedra an A&R now?
Yeah.
You know, what does she need to do with this music, you know? Is she
so
helping
confused.
you figure out if that should be the next hit, if that should be the next mixtape that you drop?
Right.
You know, like, why are you dropping it off to Phaedra out of all people? She's your lawyer. She's not your manager, you know? That didn't make sense to me either.
Yeah, I don't know, but just the way that she talked about it, I don't know if I believe her.
Exactly.
That's the story.
Exactly.
But then what is the story? I mean, it was that drama guy that came, right?
Sounded really fabricated. Yes, it was drama. But every time Phaedra talks about it, it sounds very, very fabricated. Like she has this story in her head that she's already prepared for the people because she knows everybody's going to ask. And so she's just like very careful to say
it's like
exactly what
such a shitty lie. Like, what, you couldn't think of anything better to come up with?
And then if it is a lie, what really happened? What really happened? What do you guys think really happened?
Please tell us what you think happened, because I don't know what to believe at this point. So that was really interesting.
Right. Everybody's already jumping the gun. And they are talking about the Kenya and Matt situation.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Right.
That was crazy.
Definitely. That was next on the list anyway.
Right.
Kenya and her sentimental moment with Cynthia.
Yeah.
And just, you know, discussing everything that's going on. He didn't come to the birthday. They made the cake. He didn't get to eat it.
Right.
So
Cynthia was like totally in the dark. She had no idea that Matt didn't show up to the party, which she was kind of upset that she wasn't invited before. So I felt like Kenya should have been like, hey, Cynthia, do you want to come and be my date?
Definitely, definitely. Well, I'm not sure because, you know, Cynthia kind of didn't want to come. Like, I feel like just because Kenya didn't invite her, Cynthia also said, oh, this is a couples party.
Thing.
I know that's not my, you know, that's not me anymore, you know.
Right.
That's not my type of party anymore.
Right.
So I feel like she kind of knew her place, and maybe she wouldn't have felt comfortable even if Kenya did invite her.
Yeah, and you might be right about that. Mm-hmm. But the Gucci cake looked amazing.
Right. It did. It really looked great. I feel like it looked a little childish, but it looked great.
Yes.
Nonetheless.
I couldn't make that cake, so I was pretty impressed by it. It looked amazing.
I want to share with the viewers the IG post that Justin sent us earlier this week about Matt. So just in case anybody doesn't follow Matt on Instagram and didn't already see this post in maybe the Shade Room or Baller Alert, let me share it. So I guess Matt knew what was coming this week, and he saw last week's episode, so he was a little disturbed by how he's being presented.
Yeah, so this is crazy. And I also want to get your thoughts on the conversation that Cynthia and Kenya had.
The page is not available anymore.
Oh, he deleted it?
The page may have been removed. Wow. Yep, he removed it.
Can we sum up what he said?
Maybe somebody has to have it. You know, like people these days just screenshot Matt about Kenya.
So what did you think when Kenya and Cynthia were talking about the situation and Kenya started crying? Like, did you believe her to be sincere in that moment about what was going on with Matt?
I do. I actually do believe that she's trying. Yeah. And then I actually relate to her on the having it all part. Mm-hmm. Like, she's, you know, worried. She's just like, soon as I am happy with someone. Right. And you know, it never gets to be complete bliss. Always something pops up, something bad happens, something blocks the complete happiness, and it makes her worry if she'll ever be able to have it all, the success and the, you know, fairy tale love story, and, you know, just actually really be with someone, start a family. You know, she talked about, am I going to have kids and stuff? Right. Yeah, so it's like career or this, you know, life that I dream of having, or can I have them both? Right.
So, and that's what's so tough, because I think that's a hard thing for a lot of the housewives, not just in this season, but in another series. Mm-hmm. But do you think that the success, or like her personal success, is getting in the way? Or do you think that the things that she does in the relationship are? getting in the way of that?
I actually do think it's her success.
Do you?
Yeah, I feel like he's a little insecure about her success, and like she talked about that as well. Like, I'm just a regular guy,
Right, that came out of nowhere.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I feel like he is a little insecure about that situation, and like he said, stop treating me like I'm disposable. So I feel like in the back of his mind, she may be treating him like that, but at the same time, I feel like he probably already thinks that in his head that he is disposable. So any little thing that she does, it brings him back to that. I'm disposable. She could leave me at any moment.
Exactly.
He'll leave
so
her
he's really
just so she
insecure
won't leave him. Yes,
about
it's the
her
abandonment issue.
So because I can't remember everything that Instagram post said, but it's kind of hard to believe because I think he was saying that.
I pulled it up.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. You want to tell everybody what his Instagram post said?
Okay, so this is Matt, you guys, on Instagram. He started with, "Please stop lying. The whole abusive boyfriend thing, I'll let it play out, even though I was totally against the whole idea in the first place. I never once mentioned any of this stuff in the photo. When you tried to show it to me, I didn't even know it was you." He's talking about Jay-Z and Kenya. Yeah, that she claimed he was jealous about.
Okay.
So he says, "When you tried to show it to me, I didn't even know it was you. And you were horribly offended and started shouting and alluding to relationships you had with some of, frankly, I just don't care. Sweetie, you are 45 years old and single. I wanted to be with you. I was proud of my queen." And Matt reveals that as a kid, he considered Kenya a legend. "Any of them brothers wanted you, they would have had you a long time ago. Sorry, it's just the truth. I won't be made out to be jealous or insecure. That's never been a part of my makeup or my character. But now that we're done filming, you need to be able to dispose of me properly, right? So when you're interviewed, you can point to a pic of Hove, by the way, happy birthday, Jay-Z, from 96, and say, I was jealous of a photo I never felt any way about. But conveniently leave out how you messaged my publicist to take down the video of me and Marlo Hampton because fans kept saying I looked better with her. Please stop it, Kenya. Insecure, cursing the production team out so you could block me from going to Porsha's fitness event. Tell the truth about the fake birthday party you planned purposely a day before you booked me the flight back to Atlanta so it will look like I just didn't show up. Since you're the one that asked me to come back, shame on you. If you want the attention of any of those brothers in the photo, then contact their publicist. All respect intended. I wish one of them would have married you so it wouldn't be another heartbroken sister out here. Everybody gives you a pass. Even the brother you called gay all last season pulled me aside and told me to stand by you and love you right after I barked on him. Shout out to Chris. I wish you well. I really hope you get what you desire. You had a brother that loved you. I'm trying my hardest to be mature, but please don't lie on me."
Wow.
Right.
So that I don't even know what to think about that because so what do you think? Do you think that this was all a storyline that Kenya like kind of manipulated because he did kick the door in? The window of the garage door in.
Okay, so a part of me, like when I first read that post, I believed a lot of what he was saying.
Right.
But then watching this episode and seeing that he actually is a little hostile and a little crazy, and I kind of do believe that Kenya loves him genuinely, or did love him at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know, it kind of makes me rethink the truth of that Instagram post. Like, really, did she go out of her way to
so when I first read it earlier this week, I believed it. And then same thing when I saw this episode, I don't know what to believe, but some of the details in that are so
Kenya.
Yeah. So I don't know what to believe. I think they both do very much love each other, but I just think that they are like not the right person for each other.
Yeah, and maybe not the right time.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah.
And I don't know if it's like love or like something else, but I think they're definitely like something about each other, and it's just not going to work out.
Yeah, I feel like he needs to grow up a little bit.
Well, she's making him crazy. Or maybe he's already... Yeah, because the only reason that I think so is because... Well, and, you know, who knows whose truth is right or wrong. But here, he's saying... What does he say? He says, like, you're a deceptive...
Manipulative.
He said you're manipulative.
Right.
He says you're
and that
fundamentally deceptive. And I'm just like, these are like, he really has been thinking about this. But and so this is where I struggle with, is this a guy who's just insecure because he has this beautiful woman who's successful and, you know, probably a lot of guys hit on her. I mean, she's beautiful. She's gorgeous.
Right.
And then is he just insecure? And so he's like paranoid and
Right.
thinking these things up in his head.
Right.
Or
That could be true, and he may be thinking them too soon, but maybe he really does know that Kenya is not going to have a long-term relationship
Right.
with him.
Well, and
but
does
still, I
she-
feel like, how would you know before you were done filming that she needed to dispose of you? You know.
Right. And I actually think she loves him, but I don't know what she's doing. Like, he says she's disrespectful, and he says that she talks to him like a farm animal. And Kenya has a way with words, and she's super manipulative.
Right.
So she's so good at like getting under people's skin that I don't know if she's just like, if she's insecure in a relationship too, so she tries to manipulate people or
Right.
make people feel less so that
Right.
they think they have to like stay with her.
Right.
Or I don't know what is going on.
They both could have abandonment issues.
Yeah.
So they
Well,
want
and
to
Kenya-
leave before they get left.
Right.
Or, hurt before they get hurt. Like, hurt the other person before
Yeah,
they
I'm
get
really
hurt.
sad that this just isn't going to work out.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But somebody says, just like with Apollo, they're both hard to trust because they both lie. So that could definitely be true.
Yeah.
And who else thinks Matt was renting that car that he sped off in
Oh, yeah.
Kenya's driveway?
Yeah.
And we're promoting some new bomb music as
Yeah.
well. Don't call the cops. But who was next?
So was it?
Cynthia? Peter went on Wendy.
Oh, yeah. So Peter went on Wendy Williams. And,
How do you feel about that? Why Wendy?
well, Peter just loves the spotlight. He just
does.
needs the attention.
That's what I said. Another publicity stunt.
Yeah. And he's just, I don't know if he's just upset that he's not on the show anymore. So he's just trying to like cause waves so
exactly
that
what
he
I
goes
thought.
on Wendy Williams, says something, and then it comes and shows up on Real Housewives. He
Right.
can't just go and be like, oh, yeah, we're doing this very respectfully. I still love her. She still loves me. We're going to, get out of this and we're going to be friends still.
Right, right.
He has to go in and say, I'm totally blindsided.
Right.
And Cynthia's bothered because she has tried to make this
Her
an
hardest.
Yeah. Make
to
this an
it
easy process
simple.
for him.
Yeah. Yep. And I feel like she's blindsided right now by the
Oh,
fact
yeah.
that he went on Wendy and threw some low blows
Right.
on national television.
But-
and Wendy at that. It's just
Well,
like,
and that's
why
the thing.
Wendy? You
Yeah.
couldn't have went to any
Well,
other
because
network
he-
or outlet.
Because he knows that that's what's going to happen. Like,
Right.
he knows he's going to go on Wendy. He's going to cause a little bit of a stir. He's going to get talked about. And
And I'm thinking, who called who? Like, did Wendy call him? Or
No.
did he say, Wendy, hey, I need to come on there?
yeah,
and
he
spill
called
some tea?
Wendy. He called Wendy.
Peter. Oh my gosh, I can't believe him. And
I
I feel
know.
sorry for Cynthia because she has been trying her hardest to like just keep it intact,
Yeah,
not let too many threads unravel.
right.
But yeah,
He's so difficult to deal with.
and I feel like if he keeps it up like throughout the rest of the season, Cynthia's gonna explode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it might not be pretty.
Peter, you're killing me.
Right. But yeah, I couldn't believe him. Like Wendy of all shows.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Then where do we go from that?
Kandi. They have progress.
Oh, yeah. And the
With
restaurant.
the restaurant,
Yeah.
But I was also thinking, I don't want her to become Kenya or Sheree in rushing because of other people's opinions. So she
Right.
was like, is there any way we can get a tasting happening because the girls are wondering and asking? It's just like, let them wonder, let them ask. Slow progress. It doesn't matter. You guys are progressing. And eventually they'll be able to
Right.
taste it. So I just want it to be right. Take your time
Right.
and get it right, Like, don't rush it just because of their opinions,
I know. Women are so hard on each other. Like,
Yes.
so competitive. Like, you can't just go out and do something because then somebody's going to say something
Right.
and it's just going to keep going on.
Right.
So, like, Kandi can't even open a restaurant because she has people breathing down her neck. Hey, when are you?
Keeping tabs.
Yeah. It's like, give me my time. I want to do this right.
Right.
And she can't even do that.
She said they're rolling by, wondering about the construction going on
Yeah.
outside. Like, and I bet Kenya probably is just rolling by, like,
Oh, yeah.
what's the progress on Kandi's
Yeah.
restaurant? Is it ready yet?
Right.
It's been building for.
And I don't know why they just can't leave her alone because Kandi's a successful person. Like,
Right.
she has many successful businesses.
Right.
Like, let her do her thing.
And she usually
She's
minds
got
her
this.
business.
Yeah.
Cynthia is living in LA. Did we say that last week?
So Cynthia last week, she was looking for houses in Atlanta. But remember, she is kind of not sure what she's going to do because Noelle wants to go to school in
Right,
Los
in LA,
Angeles.
yeah. Mhm,
So she might
okay.
be splitting her time.
Okay. Porsha needs a home.
Yeah.
Wants a home. So to me, it was kind of shocking that her home is leased
Yeah.
Yeah.
First off, that house is beautiful.
It is.
But yeah, so she has to move out in 45 days.
Right.
And her sister comes over and is ready to box things up,
Yeah.
which is, I hate moving. I just moved. It's
I know.
so
I
difficult
hate
to
it
live out of
too.
boxes.
I know.
And her sister's like, you can eat out off paper plates. It's like for 45 days, really.
Right.
I'm not going to eat off paper plates.
Right.
So,
I hate packing,
yeah.
unpacking. I'll wait till the last minute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So she's looking for a house. And she also starts talking about wanting a family.
Right.
So she's trying to decide, like, do I live in the city? Do I live outside the city? Because I want to have this family.
Right. Her family's facial expressions were hilarious to
Yeah.
me. It was just kind of like family. And
Yeah.
then her mom, do we have a man, though?
Yeah.
Do we have a man to start this family
Yeah.
with?
So what do you think of Todd? Not Candy's Todd, obviously.
Right. Portia's Todd. I actually like him, actually.
I do too.
And I think he's open to this
Yeah.
whole scenario that Porsha has made up in her head.
Right.
And slowly but surely he's going to come around.
Right.
Because I feel like if he wasn't open to it, he would have ran by now.
Yeah.
Like, ran.
Oh, for
To
sure.
the
What guy?
opposite. Yeah. He wouldn't have, like, lingered on to even make
Yeah.
her believe that this could be something.
Right.
So, yeah, I feel like I like him. I want to see. I mean, to me, Portia's not giving me that she wants to build a relationship with him. She's giving me more of what Matt's saying. You're disposable, and I just kind of want you to be my child's father.
Yeah.
And you can go on about your life, and
Right.
we'll just be good from there.
Yeah.
That's what she's giving me. And I would actually like to see them build and
I
maybe make
agree.
a true, genuine
I agree.
love relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
So we find out that his last name is actually Stewart.
Right.
So she was Porsha Williams. Then she married Cordell.
Cordell
Then she was
Stewart. Yeah.
Portia Stewart. Now she's back.
Right.
And now was she gonna go back to Portia Stewart?
Right. I was actually thinking she was going to say that maybe he was Cordell's cousin. Because when
geez.
she said he Facebooked her and said, you married the wrong Stewart. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, like, what do you mean? Like, that's your cousin or that's
Yeah.
your family member? Is that what you mean? But I'm guessing he's just like,
It's a
generically
comment. Yeah.
speaking. Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh.
So that's
hits
interesting.
Too close to home.
Yeah. Wow. So I like that. I mean, I hope that they can work it out, but
Right.
we'll see if Portia's serious about it because I think he is.
Yeah, and even like seeing what's going on in next episode, like he seems genuine and sincere about it, and just like patient,
Right.
You know, ready to work it out.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, if so, I'm happy for Portia.
Me
Been waiting for
too.
that.
Yeah.
They say Portia's mother. I don't want to say that, but she was looking good.
Yeah, she was.
She was too tummy tied as well. Okay, and then so Mama Joyce.
Mama Joyce was on fire this episode. I'm sorry. I love Mama Joyce. I
Yes.
know people don't like Mama Joyce, but she's so funny. So she is. They just for real need to give her a peach at this point because
Definitely, she went out of her way,
Yeah.
to take the initiative to bring some tea to the show.
I could
to
not.
the episode.
Well, first off, she's incognito. Like I was at first like, who the hell is that?
Right.
And then I'm like, is that Mama Joyce? And what the hell is she doing? I
Right.
thought she was like going to Phaedra's office because I had no idea where she was.
In a way, I thought that she was going to try to file divorce for Kandi and Todd herself. Like, I'm done and I'm tired of this relationship, and I'm just going to see what's necessary for Kandi to get this divorce from this man.
geez,
That's what I almost thought.
Yeah, that's a total Mama Joyce move.
Exactly.
But she was meeting with a lawyer for another reason, which is also shocking.
Right.
So she goes to just gather some information and advice from a lawyer about she has a friend who
Has a husband
has
in
a husband in jail.
Right.
Yeah. And she's asking about divorce and if the Georgia law is true that if you have a husband that's in jail for 2 years, is it easy to get a divorce?
Right. And basically it is. I liked her quote. I'm educated in the streets and it did not come from walking. That's going to be my caption. Soon. Very, very soon.
Yeah, so
But-
she's like out to get Phaedra because she thinks Phaedra's out for Kandi.
Right.
Which
I
is,
don't think she is anymore.
I
At this
don't
point,
know.
I feel like they're not necessarily worried about each other.
right now in this episode I feel like that, but the next episode, like what we saw from next episode, I'm like, you can't call Kandi yourself to ask her to go out to dinner with you to talk. Like you have to have
That's
your
true.
assistant
I
call.
didn't think
Come
about
on.
that. I
Like,
didn't think about
that's
that.
ridiculous.
I just thought it was shocking enough that she was asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mama Joyce is like, she's coming for Phaedra.
Exactly.
Because she knows Kandi will just let it go at this
Right.
point, I feel like.
She's going as far as to
She
take
said
it upon
she
herself.
said she said I wouldn't piss in your mouth if your guts
gut
were
was
on fire.
Yes, Mama Joyce. She's coming with the one-liner. She's almost better than Nene and Sheree.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Because they always have the one-liners.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about Phaedra saying that Apollo first wanted the divorce.
So that was
Like I was like,
because she acted like all this time that she wanted the divorce.
Exactly.
But that's
So
exactly what she
finally
said.
admitted.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she said Apollo wanted the divorce.
Then
So she went ahead and filed papers. And then when she did that, he didn't want it anymore.
Right.
But now she thinks he's on board again.
He's coming back around. So
Yeah.
that was the first we ever heard of that. She made it seem like Apollo was
So that
made it like she was always the one ahead in this, you know,
Right.
taking the lead and taking the initiative, kind of making Apollo look bad. Like, I'm divorcing him. You
Right.
know, he's in jail.
like,
He
yeah.
can't do anything for me.
That was
So he
shocking
made it
to
seem
me.
like that, yeah. But we do have other things that we found on Instagram. Apollo's new
girlfriend.
Yeah, let
Yeah.
me see if I can pull that up. But yes, Apollo is definitely
That was shocking
engaged,
to me.
maybe.
Yeah, if
He's the one with the
a real
paper ring.
if that's a real engagement, that was really shocking to me because Phaedra has acted so like high and mighty about like I want to get a divorce and he's stopping it, and all this time it was him that initiated the divorce.
Right. Okay, so Apollo, and he definitely is engaged. Apollo, Nita, and his fiance posed for photos during his jail visit. So go on a shade
Like
room
engagement photos.
to see more of that. I'm not sure. It doesn't even show us the photos.
Yeah, and
It just
somebody in the
lets us
chat
know.
room also said that I think either him and his girlfriend or fiance, I guess, are going to be on this season.
It says TMZ reports that Real Housewives of Atlanta producers revealed that they want to keep her full name, Apollo's fiance's full name, under wraps because she'll be appearing on a new season of the hit reality show. Wow.
What?
That's going to get interesting. Phaedra and this woman and Porsha possibly may not be able to count to 10 with this one.
Oh my god.
We'll definitely see. Yeah, that's going to get very interesting. Very, very interesting.
So-
That's like, they're bringing all the exes back.
Well,
Kandi's.
and this actually goes back to what we were talking about last week. So what we were saying is maybe they didn't go through the divorce because then they could testify against one another.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder how that works now. Maybe we're just, that was something that we just thought up, but maybe there's no more court about all of this and it's
Right.
all
It's
completely
just
over and
divorce,
he's just
yeah.
yeah.
No sticky fingers or whatever.
Wow. Okay. So
They said that is very tasteless from Apollo. It is in a sense. Maybe it's not. We don't know what went on with Phaedra and Apollo's relationship because Phaedra just, I don't know. She
Right.
just fools us all the time.
and what Jay Ruiz is saying is interesting. He said if Phaedra got the divorce right away, she would have no storyline at the time of
Definitely.
filming, which is
I
true
agree.
because
I agree.
this is all that she's
How far would
talking
Bravo
about.
let her go?
Gosh.
I read
Yeah.
Phaedra filed the divorce papers with all of their names misspelled. I believe it as well. As educated as she is,
Yeah.
that's an educated move.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
do
that's a
that.
smart move.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And
So
Phaedra was the damsel in distress, pretty much. That is
So-
how she's coming off. Yep, that's true.
so where do we go after Mama Joyce sneaks in and talks to the lawyer?
Right. Let's see. Back to Kandi. In
So
the opening
Kandi
of
has the tasting.
The tasting, right.
Right.
This aunt, she never looks pleasant.
No.
What's her name? She never looks
She-
pleasant. She's just like
She shows up, she has a
hates to be
cake, she's
there.
like,
Yeah. But I love her.
Yeah, I got
though.
the cake.
I love her. I love
love
her. It's
her,
so
too.
real. She's just
that's
like,
my
Why are
attitude.
these cameras in my face?
People look at me and they're
Yeah.
like, "What is wrong with you?" Like,
Right.
I used to have a boss that would be like, come in my office and she'd be like, "Did your dog die today?"
Right.
And I'm like, "No, why?" And she's like, "You look so sad." I'm like, "No, I'm just not like a smiley person."
Right. That's my normal
I have a
face,
resting
resting.
bitch face, and people
Exactly.
think I'm really nasty because of it,
Me
but
too.
I'm not. That's just how I am, and that's what she just comes in. I
Right.
brought a cake.
Right. Like, what? Why are y'all talking to me? Why are y'all even looking at me? Why am I
She
here?
doesn't care, and she sits back. You can see like her in the background of the
Right.
table.
Just
Like everybody's
looking,
at the
paying
table, and
attention.
she's just sitting in the background. She's done. She
Right.
she
Because
doesn't have
even
anything
when
to do
Kandi
this.
was saying, like, my mom made this, we have this banana pudding. My mom made her cake, my other aunt, and she just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm that aunt that
In the
she's
meantime,
talking about. Yeah.
Mama Joyce is so excited to be there. She comes
Exactly.
dressed.
She
looks
deserves a
amazing.
peach.
Yeah, no, she does. At this point, she for real deserves a peach.
Right. She was one of them.
Yeah, she shows up. She's dressed perfectly, and she just has this smile.
Right. Like she knows she's about to get Phaedra tonight.
Yeah, I know. Well, then it was funny because she has a smile, like she's up to something.
Exactly.
Which, Kandi, you should be questioning your mom when she walks in with a smile like that on her face.
I feel like she kind of always does.
Yeah, but then she
always
said
up to
Phaedra
something.
was coming, and she's like, "What? Phaedra's coming?" And I was like, "Come on, Mama Joyce.
She
like
knew
you
it.
know what
Yeah.
you're doing."
She was trying to act fooled, like she didn't have something already up her sleeve.
Yeah.
So that made it,
So everybody comes in, and one of the first things that happens is Sheree.
Bertha is mean.
Bertha's
Bertha.
awesome.
Somebody's a fan of Bertha like
Yeah,
we are.
I am going to be Bertha.
Bertha loves Mama Joyce's shade, though.
Yeah, seriously, that is like the kind of like old
Person
woman
she
I'm gonna
is.
be. Like I'm gonna sit and just watch.
Right.
I'm gonna have that friend that just
Right.
like stirs everything up. So that's so funny.
She is just like Mama Joyce. She just like plays the background.
Yeah.
She probably like giggles inside when Mama Joyce stirs up all the drama. She's like, "You go, Mama Joyce."
Exactly. So Sheree comes in, and like Sheree hasn't had anything to do this episode, so I guess she feels like I need to get in here and just like stir a bunch of shit up.
Right.
So she comes in, and they're all sitting down, and the first thing she says is that Kenya told
Kandi.
me.
Oh, okay.
Kenya told me that I had a Mama Joyce looking wig. Or
Right.
what did she say? A tired Mama Joyce looking wig.
Right.
She tells Mama Joyce that while Kenya's sitting there.
Right.
Just like,
Did
come on.
Kenya deny it?
No, Kenya did not deny it.
Okay,
She,
okay.
She,
I know they replayed
well, no,
it,
because
though,
she
and
said
Mama Joyce is
something like, no, I didn't say it like that.
And they replayed it, and it was exactly like that. Right.
So Kandi, tells them that Kenya's already apologized. And then Mama Joyce is like, what's wrong with my hair?
Right.
She looks perfect. She looks
Yeah.
amazing.
She knows
And
she
then
does.
she flaunts all of it. She's like, I'm 66 years old. This
Right.
is all natural.
Right.
Like you better hope you look this good at 66.
That's true. She does look really, really good.
She does.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
hope I do look that good.
I know,
at
me
66.
too.
Yeah. She
I know,
had
she
her
looks
little high
amazing.
heels
Yeah.
and her fitted dress.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked her look. Go Mama Joyce.
But more mess from Sheree, more shade from Sheree. I feel like she was really back this
Why
episode
was
with all the
why was
shade.
she doing this? But like
And
I
I
didn't
knew she was
understand
coming.
why she was going at Kandi first.
No, I don't think she was going at Kandi, actually.
She just wanted
I
to
feel
bring
like,
it up
yeah,
and
she
just like
generally wanted to know.
why would
like,
you do
have
that in front of
heard-
everybody?
I don't know. I kind of feel like
Especially
Sheree
since-
is like that. And then at the same time, I feel like their group of girls is kind of like that. Like,
It
I can
is.
bring up this topic. This is what we talk about,
Right.
Like, it's kind of a conversation, like girl talk,
Right.
Like, how's everything with you and Block,
Right.
Just like, if you can share it with me, you can share it with everybody. It's
Right.
not off the table because
just-
we have all talked about it as
Of course, yeah, and I just think it's such like a touchy subject, but also, I mean, it's probably the producers are in her ear, like,
Right.
hey, when you sit down at the table, you need to ask Kandi in front of
Right.
everybody and stir
But
it
no,
up a
I
little
feel
bit.
like Sheree actually did want to know because even when they talked about it in the past when it first happened,
right.
I feel like Sheree was actually very interested in
Right.
the topic,
Well,
like
'cause
not
she-
knowing everything that
Exactly.
happened with Porsha. Like, oh, she was shocked. Like, oh, Portia's been with him,
Right,
Or
but then
oh,
and
like
she was
he's-
so shady about it.
Right.
So, but I believe she was genuine to an extent because she can relate to the situation in some manner.
right. I feel like she was genuine to Kandi,
Yeah.
but not genuine to Porsha. That was definitely shade.
Yeah. So
Definitely shade.
she asks about Block, and Candy's kind of thrown off, and she's like, "What the hell?" And in the middle of the conversation, she looks over and she's like, "Yeah, well, what did
did
Block
he say
tell
about it?"
you when
Yeah.
you used to date him, Porsha?" And
No,
then
did she say date him?
what did she say?
She might have said date him, yeah. But I feel like in my head, when they went to the sex part. And that's all I was thinking. I was just
Yeah.
like cringing inside, like, oh no, are we talking about this really?
Well, and the thing is, and then Porsha got mad at Kandi.
Right. And I feel like none of them should be mad at Porsha because, like Porsha said, that was way before she knew Kandi. So
Right.
it's not like she can block who she knows is going
Well,
to be her
Kenya
friend in the
loved,
future.
yeah, Kenya loved that little bit of information though. She was like, "Oh,
Right. But I do think Porsha, in a sense, could be mad at Kandi. I feel like it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she could be because it's like, why are you bringing up my name in this conversation? It's
Right.
like you went out your way to tell Sheree that I dated Block, and you went out your way to tell Sheree that I had sex with Block when I never told you that. So now
Right.
you're adding extra details to the story that are not necessarily true.
But I'm just like, who cares?
Right.
Just like move on. This is like nobody cares about this guy. Just
Right.
move on.
Right.
Be done
But
with this. But
I'm
she was
proud
mad.
of Porsha with
Yeah.
her counting the 10.
Yeah.
That definitely could have ended ugly.
Yeah.
Knowing the past Porsha could have ended with some drinks
Right.
thrown, some glasses broken.
Well, and that's why I wonder if this is kind of how the stuff in the season, like leading up to the feud between Kandi and Porsha, like, is this where it started? Like, was this just one of the many things that leads? Because I was wondering, like, how all of this stuff, and I don't know what happens between Kandi and Porsha, and I have an idea, but I'm like, is this where it started?
Right.
Like, did she?
I didn't think about that, but that
started
sounds
it,
right.
and then more stuff happened,
Yeah.
and
That sounds about right. I didn't even think about that, but that sounds like right, because I feel like they didn't even conclude
Right.
that that scenario or that situation. Like, it was never made right, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I feel like deep down, I feel like I could even see it in Portia's face that it still didn't settle well.
Yeah,
with her.
well,
so, like,
she
deep
tried to
down,
count
she's
to
gonna
10.
hold on to it.
But yeah, you can't just count to 10 and be like, and then
Right.
hold it down and just like wait for everything else to
Yeah.
build up and then just explode. Like, you
Exactly.
have to get that out.
Right, and that's probably what's gonna end up happening. She's gonna count to 10
And then
suppress it, but it's gonna come back.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Right. Oh, I can't wait.
I know. So then Phaedra walks in. Mama Joyce wastes no time getting
Right.
to what she wants to talk about.
Phaedra. I bet Phaedra was taken back. Like, oh Lord.
Oh,
what does
she
Mama
is
Joyce
coming.
have?
She is coming for Phaedra.
Right.
Phaedra better watch the hell out,
Right,
because
right.
Mama Joyce is not fucking around right now.
Right.
Sorry,
But no, if I was Kandi, I probably would have done the same thing. About like bringing Mama Joyce back. Like, Mama, what do you need to talk to Phaedra about right now? Why is it so urgent? And the fact that it was so urgent, that's probably what made it like a, like a alarm to Kandi. Like, why is this so urgent for my mom? She obviously is up to something.
Yeah, well, I thought she was gonna call her over and talk to her about the bomb threat. So to just dig right into the divorce stuff was hilarious. But
I thought she was gonna say, "I'm sorry to hear that."
you know what? It made me think about the one-on-one that we had with Kandi, because one of our YouTube viewers had asked me a question before the interview about Kandi just letting her mom disrespect everybody. And I was like, this is an example of
Right.
when Kandi steps in and says, okay, this is enough.
Right.
Because she just pulls Phaedra over and she's like, hey, I am so sorry. The shade she's throwing right here was so
Right.
ridiculous. She's like, I'm so sorry about you and not being able to divorce like Apollo. She like just starts going in about the
Right.
divorce. And you know she's going to pull out all these facts. But
Right.
Kandi,
stopped it.
yeah.
Stopped it in the tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mama
but I
Joyce
feel
had
like-
her little confessional, and she's not having it with
Right.
Phaedra. She
She's
knows
gonna-
Phaedra's up to something.
Before the end of this season, it's gonna come out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she's gonna get what she needs to get out
yeah.
of Phaedra. Or just, her mission will be accomplished.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can see Phaedra's like not happy about this.
Right. I feel like she's almost like Porsha. She's counting to 10 and suppressing it, not to make a big deal out of it. But I feel like just the status of Kandi and Phaedra's relationship, it makes it touchy. So I feel
It
like
does.
that's why, Kandi says she usually wouldn't step in because her
Right.
mother is her mother and she's her own person and she can do what
Right.
she wants.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like her stepping in right now has to do with her status
Her
with Phaedra.
and Phaedra.
Like, me and Phaedra aren't on that level. I don't want to make
Right.
it any worse.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mom, just chill right now.
Right.
Yeah. And then I feel like Phaedra at the same time holding back and just being respectful. It's like, you know what? I don't want to have to start any extra drama with your mother, let alone you. So let me just, hold
See, but
my
I
tongue.
felt like Phaedra was like scared. Like not
think
scared like
so?
Mama Joyce is gonna beat my ass scared,
Right.
but more scared like her face looked like she was worried about like Mama Joyce is about to spill her shit and she
I
needs
feel
to
like
watch.
she definitely was worried. I feel like she's worried in general, even if it wasn't Mama Joyce. If
Right.
anybody pulled her to the side, because I feel like
Right.
she's telling so many lies that she has to keep it all together. So
Exactly.
of course I would be scared because it's like I'm on the defense. I have to
Right.
be on the defense because I have to have my shit together.
Exactly.
Because I'm keeping all these lies together. So if you don't tell lies, like they always tell you, don't tell lies, and you won't have to keep telling lies, and you won't have to remember your lies. So Phaedra, just stop telling us lies.
Right. Some
I'd
interesting.
say Mama Joyce still not.
Yeah.
They said something about still not focused about afterlife or something like that. And then Mama Joyce loves the camera, but Kandi is still scared of her, especially when she married Todd, who has 2 kids. They tried to say she had a mental problems on Kandi's vacation show. Mama
Yeah.
Joyce, I could kind of believe that in a sense.
What mental health issues with
Mental
Mama
problems?
Joyce?
Yeah,
I mean,
she's a crazy one.
So after Kandi breaks that up, they go and sit down, and Phaedra tells the story about the bomb and explains it to everybody, which we already talked about. It just seems fake. But she brings up, so it's so crazy. Like, I don't know what to believe, because she takes it to an extent of, this guy was racially profiled, we need to stop this. And then Candy's like, but I know she was scared.
Right.
Like, she had her bodyguards, like, she, like, all over her shit. She was scared. So don't act like you're going to come up in here and be like, oh, he was racially profiled and Black Lives Matter, and you were scared.
Sense, I get where Phaedra is coming from if she's not telling a lie.
So if that story is true,
right.
yes, I 100% agree with her, because if he went to an office and showed up and was like, yeah, I got this bomb-ass music, and people are like, shit, and they're just judging him based on the way he looks and what he's saying, and they're just, then I agree.
Right.
But I don't know if I believe her story.
Okay, I don't know if I believe her story either.
Right.
But I feel like her being out of town and not being there, of course you're going to be scared, because you don't know what happened yet. So when she eventually found out what happened, she's like, oh my gosh, you guys are racially profiling this guy.
Yeah, but did she know what even
happened?
Yeah, well, and yes,
so
exactly.
That's how it could have played out.
But then what was with the bodyguards and all of this? It's like, was she profiling?
Right, because you still went that far. Yeah.
But did she not know it was him?
She kept saying about Homeland Security this, Homeland Security
and
that.
The FBI.
And that made it more fabricated to me. I'm like, why do you keep...
Homeland Security and the FBI.
She was using that as her, her backdrop. Like, that's what she was...
Oh, yeah, they were like, oh, what do you mean? And she's like, oh, well, the FBI.
Yeah,
because Mama Joyce...
Because
Mama Joyce was saying... He was tired of being messed around. Look for you. He was looking for you, and he was gonna blow you the F up. And he wanted to blow you the F up.
And she repeated that 3 times.
Yeah.
So everybody, they understood. They got it clearly that he wanted to blow you the F up.
Right.
But no, I feel like she just kept using Homeland Security to make others believe her story.
Yeah.
And that was just like, this is how true it is because Homeland Security said it,
The FBI looked into it, and I talked to Homeland Security, and...
Right, so I feel like that was just like her getting them off her back. Like, if Homeland Security said it, then it's true. And leave me alone about it.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what made me not believe it even more.
So Mama Joyce was hood reporting, apparently, according to Phaedra.
Yes, I love that quote, too. I have it written down. Hood reporting again. Yeah. Hood reporting. But the banana pudding looked great. I definitely would want some.
They were loving that. Portia's like, this needs to be on the menu all the time. I know. I can't wait for it to open too. Right. We have to go there.
Yes, I definitely want to
see Mama Joyce.
Let's see. Kenya and Matt again.
Oh my gosh.
And
so
their outside encounter.
Yeah.
And Kenya crying to the producers. That's what made me feel like it was pretty genuine.
So
her love
I
for
agree.
Him.
Yeah. So, I haven't seen that so much on Real Housewives of Atlanta, them bringing these discussions with the producer in it. It was weird to an extent because I don't know how they cut it, but like she was really crying and upset, and I feel like he's a good guy. It seems like she wants this to work. Like she has this idea in her head of how she wants this to work, but it's just not working like that. And she's trying to talk herself into like wanting to be with this guy who could be
not
like
for her,
physically abusive.
Definitely. He seems like it.
But then a minute later, she walks back to her bed, sits down, calls him, and she's not, like, she doesn't look like she's been crying.
Right.
She doesn't sound like she's been crying.
Right.
So I don't know if they cut it and this is 30 minutes later, you know what I mean?
It could not be out of order in general.
Yeah, it could be all completely out of order.
Right, she could have called him first and then started crying afterwards, just like hearing his voice and all of that.
And then she tells him, they're wrapping up. I don't think this is a conversation we should have over the phone.
Right.
But, like, clearly, if you're having this conversation while the producers are there, they're going to want to see this on camera.
Okay, so she did say they're wrapping up.
She did.
So I feel like they were leaving, and maybe it just took a little longer, and he might have got there a little faster than he probably should have. But then, in a sense, like you said, they probably heard her on the phone saying, come over, they're wrapping up. And maybe they said, we're going to stay a little longer so we can get this tea as well for the show.
Right. And, he agreed to come over. He was the first one that said, because she's like, I don't think we should discuss this over the phone. He's like, well, do you want me to come over?
But she had already said that they were
they're
wrapping up. So
right.
he felt like, okay, since they're wrapping up, this would be the perfect time for me to come over.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I agree. I think this would be something really hard to discuss on camera, especially when you look like the bad guy. Like when they have video footage of you kicking in the garage door window. And
oh, that's so scary. Like, he really does scare me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know we don't have much time left, so I just want to go into kind of like what was said really quick. So Matt comes over and, well, Matt, when she calls or he calls her, he says, the first thing he says is, can you give me another chance? It's like,
right.
Like, you literally just kicked the window through last night.
And that's what made me believe, like, okay, maybe Matt is really crazy. Because he's owning up to, to
what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they, he shows up and he's automatically pissed off. He's like, is this an ambush? And then he just goes into, I'll come back when we can talk. And he just talks about the verbal abuse, which I know we've talked about earlier, about how disrespectful she is. She treats him like a farm animal. And, it makes you think, because Kenya has a way with words. Right. Just like the way that she talked to Porsha in that reunion that set her off. I mean, Kenya says some really nasty things that can just set you off.
Yeah, she knows your breaking point.
Right.
Yeah.
So eventually she gets down to, what next are you going to say that I was responsible for me or for you whipping my ass? And then, and then Nat was like, that is too far.
Right.
Like, you've taken this too far. And then he's...
OMG.
Yeah.
I don't think I heard that.
Oh, so it's right at the end. So, because he was saying, like, what you don't understand is, like, the things that you say escalate situations. And I'm not saying that I'm right for the way that I react, but, like, you escalate things and it pushes me. And sometimes I'm a male and sometimes I get mad and I throw things or whatever. And she's like, so what? You're blaming me for you kicking in the window.
Right.
Like, next am I going to be responsible for you whooping my ass?
Okay, definitely.
And then he was like... you've taken this too far.
Right. That is a little far, though. Yeah. Kenya.
But
if she knows that, why is she still with him? Because pretty much that is the next step.
And that's what I think she's struggling with, because I think she wants to be with him, but she knows deep down, like, this is not right.
He has those tendencies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hate how she's acting about it. I feel like she should just put her foot down. She's acting like a helpless child in this situation when really she could have more control.
Right.
Yeah. But next week, I'm excited about Cairo. Having his shirt off. Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah. He looked great.
Yeah, so we see him doing some modeling, and then we see Porsha and Todd Stewart. And Todd Stewart. And then we see Kandi and Phaedra. I can't wait to see this.
Definitely.
They have dinner together.
Matt and Kenya and Kenya's father.
Yep.
And he's pretty much giving them an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Like, either be with her or don't, and if you don't, then don't turn back. Yeah, so it's getting juicier, guys. Yes, it's getting better. Definitely getting better. I'm excited about it.
I know.
They took us on a very, very slow ride at first.
I know, but we're getting into it. And it's exactly what Kandi said. Kandi said this season is going to be really
good.
It's going to have a lot. So
you guys should go watch our Kandi interview if you haven't already. I know we told you last week, but definitely go watch it. She gave us some good tea and dropped a few gems and a few hints as well. Yeah. But I think that's all for this week.
So we will see you guys next week. So thanks so much for joining us. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to AFTERBUZZ TV so you can catch all of our after shows. And I'm Jessie Zahner, and you can find me on all social media at Athletic.
All right, and I am Mo Classified. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MO Classified. Thank you guys for tuning in and interacting with us. You were a great
We love to hear
from
you on chat, so thank you so much. And we'll comment to you guys too if you're watching this not live. So
definitely
comment on our video, and we will talk to you all next week. See you guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.